Welcome back to another video with a guy and his projects over there. Bought something new, bought a toy. So I'm excited. So I know I bought the Pathfinder a little while ago. The idea behind that was to build it up into an off-road rig. The idea was to make it my play toy, my let's go out in the woods, out in the rocks, and have some fun. That didn't work out due to some title issues. I ended up selling it for parts because I couldn't get the title transferred. I bought it fair and square. Issue with the title I wasn't aware of and couldn't officially transfer it over. So Pathfinder's gone. Sorry, didn't work out. But I bought something different. I bought something that I think is much better. So the Pathfinder was a V6 and it was a 3.3 liter engine, and I think it would have been good. I think it would have been fun. There was not very much aftermarket support for it whatsoever, but I was going to build into it and I was going to make it great again. So that didn't work out. Ever since then, I bought that for 900 bucks. I thought it was a steal. It would have been if the freaking title worked. It needed transmission work, but for 900 bucks, that's acceptable. So ever since then, I've been watching OfferUp. I've been watching Facebook. I've just been waiting for that deal of a lifetime to pop up. And I'm not going to call this a deal of a lifetime, but it's pretty close, especially considering today's market for vehicles with the chip shortage, manufacturer problems, China problems, Biden problems. So anyway, moving on. So moving into what we have. What we have is very customizable. You may have already guessed just based off of that. It's extremely customizable. I got a version that's not as customizable as other versions, but it's still nice. It's a 1994, so yep, that's what, 27 years old. It's got a decent transmission. Transmission was just rebuilt. I don't think they did a good job. It's pretty skippy. It's pretty wacko. Like when you're coasting to a stop, it'll start surging. And a couple other random things. You know, you try to put your foot to the floor and you don't go nowhere for a good 4 seconds. I mean, you start moving, but you don't have that floor to the pedal to the floor feeling for a good few minutes, and then it'll start to take off. But it's not like most vehicles where it's just almost like a CVT. So it's a 1994. It is ready. Dun, 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 dun. So before we get there, there's some writing on the window. I'm going to be totally honest, I don't really know what it means. I'm assuming it's not great. I don't know, but maybe it means nothing. But anyway, so if that's there and it offends anybody, I apologize, sort of. Not really, because I didn't put it there, but anyway. So dun 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 dun. It is a 1994 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo. It is the Grand Cherokee, so it's not the XJ, it is the ZJ. So it does not have the V8 that a lot of ZJs have. It has the inline 6, and yeah, she needs some work, guys, but for what I intend to do, she's going to work out just fine. So there's a few things. Being 27 years old, the guy just put brand new tires on it. These are 31 10.5 15s. Those are going to end up going. We're going to probably build this up to 35s. Not sold on that yet, but most likely 35s. We'll redo the transfer case, the gearing, the axles possibly. We're going to build some skid plates. Something I noticed is this gas tank hangs way the hell down. Hangs down farther than a spare tire would. So we're going to have to skid plate that up. There's some other things like rotted out shocks. Not a big deal. I'm going to take care of those. Ooh, here's a fun one. So this, let me pop the fuel door. So this, I just drove like 4 minutes, that's it. And there's a ton of pressure built up in that gas tank. So there's something wrong in the gas hoses somewhere, or a purge valve, or I don't know. This door, you start to open it, the driver's door, you get about that far, and then boom, it falls. And then you go a little farther, boom, it falls again. Same with closing it. It's got to climb uphill, boom, clicks. uphill clicks. I don't know what's going on with that. Somebody's leaned on it too much. I don't know. But it does have some rust. So we got some rust down here in the rocker panels. Not a big deal. Rocker panels probably going to go away, and I'm going to do some skids, some rock sliders, whatever you want to call them, depending on who you are and what you watch. So like I said, tires will end up going away eventually. It looks like those are some kind of an all-terrain, but I want muds because, you know, it's a Jeep. So there is some misalignment on the hood, but there's no reported wrecks anywhere. Again, the hood only matters if you care. This crap's gonna go away. It's just annoying. But like, yeah, this hood doesn't even close. And then I'll pop open next big bump you hit. The previous owner intended to make this a off-roader, so he already removed the bumpers front and back. I'm gonna build my own, so that's fine. Something else I noticed, it's kind of weird, and I don't know if all Jeeps have this, but this radiator, this looks like the condenser, but the radiator is behind it, I believe. It comes way down below the main bumper, so when we build something we might have to address that. Either find a way to pick that up, the radiator and condenser, or build a bumper down low enough. I don't know which way I'm going to go yet. And looking into this headlight, is that a bulb right there? What the heck is that? What the frick? It's like a little glass rock. So headlights are going to have to be addressed. They're barely hanging in there. I might have to do something aftermarket. I might, if I can afford some nice steel, build some aftermarket grill altogether and put my own headlights in there eventually. Let's go ahead and pop the hood. Oh, if I can. There it goes. Okay. So if I pop the hood with this weird ass freaking latch. There she be in all her splendor, 27 years old, guys. So I am a little bit worried about a head gasket leak. I'm gonna have to do some testing, but it's got a lot of white smoke at startup. It does seem to disappear, but yeah, there is that. I also kind of wonder if somebody removed the thermostat, because it's not really getting hot. Even yesterday after a 40-mile drive, it was pretty cool to the touch. And then we also have this issue. This is all brand new coolant leakage. Granted, the cap is broken, so I don't know, but there's potential issues there. But it is indeed the inline 6, and yeah, I'm really excited to see where this goes. All this plastic's worn out, but I mean, it's a freaking 27-year-old Jeep, so it is what it is. Missing a window here, don't know what to do about that quite yet. It's got a nice roof rack. Like I said, he already removed the bumpers, so that'll have to be fixed. This thing does not latch very well, just like the hood. It just rattles like crazy, so that'll have to be addressed. And then on the interior is actually pretty nice. So I mean, for 94, you got your gauges, you got the headlights and everything. The seats smell like somebody's farted in them way too many times. But the back's pretty nice. There's no back seat. I have kids, so we're gonna have to find a back seat eventually when this thing's ready to roll. But it is running. A couple things that don't work is the transmission is working. It's just really, like I said, kind of lungy and luggy when you're stopping. And then the transfer case, maybe it's not the transfer case, maybe it's the cabling. I can't get this thing into 4 low. I can go from your 2-wheel drive to 4 high or part-time, whatever it's called, the transfer case neutral, and then I can't go from transfer case neutral into 4 low. So there's something bound up in the linkage or something, or maybe in the transfer case or tranny, I don't know. All right, so I finally got this thing into 4 low, which is funny because up here it says part-time. The shifter's in 4 low. I got it by being in park. I was trying in neutral before. Man, it's really glary. There we go. So now the problem is I can't get it back into transfer case neutral in order to put it back into 2-wheel drive. She's stuck. I can't do it in neutral. Can't do it in that. So yeah, pretty much now I'm stuck in 4 low, which says 4 high, or part-time, for what it's worth. Oh wait, there we go. I just had to back it up for a minute. So now we're back into 4 high, part-time, officially. Let's see. Yep, okay. So I don't think it ever actually went into 4 low, but so then we should be able to go back into 2 high. There it goes. Okay. Interesting. So I think it's just linkage bound up somewhere. I'm gonna have to find that to figure that out. But anyway, we are free flying. Some other things, the check engine light's on, but this is an OBD1 system. I don't have an OBD1 reader, so I have no idea what the check engine light's for, unless it's that purge valve system in the gas tank, because that is, like I said, pretty pressurized. And the longer you drive it, the more pressurized you get. So I had to drive it 40 miles, which was an hour yesterday, to get it home. And when I got it home and I cracked that thing, it was pretty much like for a long time. There's a lot of pressure built up in that tank, so I'm going to have to address that before anything. That's probably going to be my first point of interest. So yeah, I'm excited to see what I'm going to do with this. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. If you have ideas, put them down below. I don't think I want to go full-blown rock crawler. I would like to keep it street legal just for practical purposes. It'd be nice not to have to trailer it everywhere I go. So I'd like to keep it street legal. I don't want to go crazy. Like I said, probably 35s. And then I don't know. I don't really know as far as axles and diffs and gearing and lockers, and whew, got a lot of money to spend, guys. So if you want to see this thing progress, hit subscribe. Check out the Amazon links down below. Those help me tremendously. If you want to see this thing get built, help fund it is what I'm saying. So thanks, guys. I'm excited, hoping this works out, and we'll see you next time.